quiet on the set. Temp is rolling and recording.
Every week, a group of Triad students produce their own TV show at the Greensboro Cablevision studio. Their guests have included Michael Jordan, Harvey Gantt, and Wally Famous Amos. What's going on here is much more than television production. This is a part of Project Relay, created by Ted Mangum to help children who are being pushed out of the traditional education system.
The process, the discipline, the time management, the decision-making, the planning, the cooperation. These are lifelong developmental skills that we're after, and the byproduct is the television show.
As an after-school enrichment program, Project Relay uses the high-tech attraction of television as a vehicle to teach individual responsibility and teamwork. Scheduling guests, organizing production schedules, and writing scripts are all a part of Ted's efforts to develop creative thinking and academic skills. Students are also exposed to important adult decision makers. Ted Mangum is Project Relay. The phone number rings at his home as well as the office. His relentless working hours and personal sacrifices have shepherded the program through good and bad times. Arthur Harris's daughter, Karen, is one of the more than 100 students who have participated in the program.
At a point, Ted was told that he couldn't achieve. And Ted decided of all the obstacles, he overcame those obstacles and did achieve. And he's at the point now where he wants to give back that drive, that inspiration to the students that he's working with.
Ted was one of 6 children in a single-parent family. He grew up in a Raleigh housing project. Life on the street exacted a heavy toll in this community.
A couple of guys I know that grew up with me have been on death row. I think they may have had their sentence commuted by now. But certainly it's no mystery, it's no point of excitement to watch young people destroy their lives.
Ted dropped out of high school and went to Vietnam. He returned, got his GED, and was admitted to North Carolina A&T State University, where he became student government president.
I was assistant to the advisor of the student government. And so I began working with Ted Mangum as a young man who had been to Vietnam and was very aggressive on the campus and wanted to make changes. And he was very adamant at times about if he thought it was right and it related to the students. He's always been student-oriented, students' rights. He's always been that way. And I was impressed with that. I really was. And he made some changes on this campus that the students are enjoying today.
Just as a doctor or a lawyer has a progressive developmental path in order to become a doctor or a lawyer, a person that ends up in Central Prison in Raleigh has a retrogressive path. They don't automatically come out a convict. And I think that we have to have programs that intercede and turn that child around, get that child involved in a positive manner.
Do you have your script?
Mom has it.
She's typing it. She's typing it. You wrote it last night.
Ted really first conceived the idea of Relay back when we were in school at A&T State University. He didn't have any serious financial backers. He just had a dream. And that dream was, of course, to try to take these children who were being pushed out by the educational process and to give them some reason to participate in the educational process and go on to become fruitful and productive citizens here in the state.
Yes, how you doing this morning? Okay.
In addition to video projects, Relay also works with local literacy programs.
Ted and Relay are part of the Reading is Fundamental program, and RIF is how it's known, and they give away books to children in low-income communities, and the library's been very supportive of that because we feel like that every child should have a library in their own home, and that just makes them more likely to use the public library when they know the value of books and have them in the home, and Ted has been doing that for several years. He himself dropped out, and he knows how much motivation it takes for somebody to stay in school and to keep learning. And he knows that you've got to design programs that will motivate kids, that appeal to what they're already interested in. That's directly from his own life experience, and that's what I think makes him so effective at what he does.
Relay is responsible for the weekly cable cast of the Greensboro City Council meetings. Michael is one of the crew members.
It's a great program. It's helped me a lot in school, and it's helped me develop vocabulary and writing skills. I think I wouldn't be a hard worker in school. I would kind of be, I would say like the other guys, just kind of going to school just to be going somewhere. And be probably on the streets.
I've learned that you have to work as a team. You can't just work straight by yourself and stuff and say, well, this is the way I want to do it, I'll do it like that.
Relay tells you that you are free to be who you want to be, but it also warns you that if you don't take charge of your life, that street will.
It's very important to me. It helps with my self-esteem, the way I see myself, the way people receive me, and it helps me decide what I want to do.
Ted gives a lot of his personal, not only time, but expenses. I mean, he gave up a career in industry to pursue this dream of his, and needless to say, the money is not even a percentage of the money he could possibly be making. That's an important message for all of us to learn, and it's important for us to learn this as parents, because we get so tied up into, can we buy a new car, can we move into a bigger house, that we forget that the biggest investment we will ever make in our lifetime is the investment that we make in our children. And I think it's rather embarrassing to think that Ted is probably making a larger investment in some children than their parents are. And so I think that's the biggest lesson we've got to learn, is setting our priorities. And Ted definitely has his priorities, in shape.
Say audio, video,